And then we start talking about how I keep confusing the Can-Am Connection and Strike Force and um, whatever other team that was together. And then we were a
That
full
was last
circle.
week, Corey.
We're full
That
circle.
was last week. That was a whole week ago
Yeah,
that happened.
it was.
So
Yeah. Hi, everybody.
I
Welcome.
wouldn't keep.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Stark Avengers. My name is Corey, and with me is Dylan and John. How's it going, guys?
Good.
Good.
So good.
So, guys, this is it's a brand new week. It's a new day. Yes, it is. And we're going to talk about the wrestling, the men who grab at one another and do the slams and the jams. And how are we going to relate that to comic books, Dylan?
Not going to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're just going to talk. It's going to be like our annual WrestleMania episode that's like 3.5 hours long. It takes 20 hours to upload.
We're just gonna talk about how much Goldberg sucks.
We are.
It's a lot.
It's a
lot.
good bit. It's 30,
Yeah.
30 some years a sucking. But anyway,
Significant.
we'll talk a little bit about the man, the myth, the legend, the man with the streak that got broken by Asuka.
The bird.
The Berg. The iceberg.
Asuka would totally fucking kick his ass, right? We can all agree on this.
Yeah.
I mean, he might inadvertently end her career.
He'll just cost himself.
True.
And then she'll just like eat him.
That's true.
You know.
That's true. So, the world of professional wrestling is something that the three of us are fans of, as well as the world of comic books. So, in the age-old, you got my peanut butter in your chocolate, and you got your chocolate in my peanut butter, we're going to talk about instances where our two worlds collided in the world of professional wrestling, met comic books. But not wrestling comic books, because for the most part, those usually suck. And so we're going to talk about actors who started out as professional wrestlers, or who are still currently wrestlers, who decided to put on tights of a different variety. Does that sound exciting to you guys?
Yes.
Talking about tights, yes.
Hell yeah. So
The one thing me and John can talk about, it's tights.
that's what you can't see us from the waist down, or John at all, because John is actually just fully in a cocoon.
Wall-to-wall tights.
He's just a spandex suit.
It's all tights all the time.
Damn right.
Completely unnecessary. No need for that.
He's hanging from
Who's
the
gonna
ceiling.
stop me?
So, obviously when we talk about wrestlers who have been in movies, there are, of course, bigger ones. Bautista, Dwayne Johnson, the recently departed Hulk Hogan definitely was in some movies, if you could call those movies. Certainly
Technically, they are films. Yeah, they are
Yes.
movies.
Rowdy Roddy Piper was in a couple, to say the least. But we're going to talk about the ones that are exclusively in the realm of comic books, whether it be in television shows or movies. So, I will be honest with you. Very rarely have I seen an announcement where a professional wrestler is going to be acting in something, and I went, "Oh, I bet they're going to be very good in that." It's when it's good, it's a pleasant surprise, and when it's not good, I feel it's expected.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any thoughts on the acting abilities of those who wrestle in the professional environment?
Not really. I feel like you kind of accurately summed it up, where you're like, if they do well, it's a surprise, and if they don't do well, you're like, well, no shit. You know.
Yeah.
To be fair, like I think some wrestlers do have like a lot of natural acting ability. Like you see it in the like segments on Raw and SmackDown and whatever. Like they have to have some charisma, you'd say, to
Well-
kind of get ahead in the business.
Yes, but what we've noticed is that the skills don't seem to be a one-to-one transferable. Like you can see somebody that is an incredible, so much charisma on a pro wrestling show. It doesn't. That's different from like the long hours of a shoot for a film, and vice versa. A great actor doesn't always turn up and do a great segment on a live Monday Night Raw. The two don't seem to be like instantly
They're
transferable.
different skill sets, yeah.
Yeah.
I think as well, because like you hear like The Rock and John Cena talk about how it's like a different thing to go from basically acting in front of a live audience and getting that immediate reaction compared to like acting on camera in a studio.
Multiple takes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, like just
So it's a
cameras.
different environment.
Yeah, it's
different
to face
energy.
people that aren't reacting to you. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that.
So I guess it shouldn't surprise you guys that I have once again made a PowerPoint presentation.
We're gonna call you PowerPoint Corey because we're really bad at coming up with nicknames.
Okay, well, I'm fine with that. So this is our third PowerPoint, John. This will be your second one. Unfortunately, you missed our Keith Giffen one. I know that tears you up inside.
Boo earns.
Boo earns. All right. So as you
Have a
guys,
bye.
all right. So as you can see, this is wrestlers and comic movies / shows, a Smart Avengers presentation. I have gone through and done my best to find every instance in which a professional wrestler of some variety has been in a superhero movie or TV show. I will tell you that there are some exemptions. I am not including Seth Rollins from Captain America: Brave New World because his scene was cut. So
He wasn't in it.
he wasn't in it. It got removed. Doesn't count.
Yeah.
Doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
If these are like independent wrestlers that were in stuff, I don't know. If they were wrestlers who were playing extras, I don't know. This is just named professional wrestler playing a named character. Sometimes, by the way, there will be a couple instances on this list where the character they're playing was created solely for the TV show or the movie, and there's no comic book equivalent. We will call those out as such, but we'll talk about each one to varying degrees, I'm sure. So, when I think about professional wrestlers who played a professional wrestler, the first one I always go to is Macho Man Randy Savage as Bonesaw McGraw in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man in 2002. Now, obviously, well, maybe not obviously, Bonesaw McGraw was not the character who Peter Parker initially faced as his first appearance as Spider-Man. Do you know who that was?
Crusher Hogan.
Crusher Hogan. Now, I don't know why they decided not to go with the name Crusher Hogan instead of Bonesaw McGraw, which is a new name for the character. I do know that Randy Savage notoriously had a very long-running grudge with Hulk Hogan, and maybe that had something to do with it, that he didn't want to play a character with the last name Hogan.
That would make sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
He is that type that would do that, yes.
Yeah. 100%. Well, not if you listen to Hulk Hogan, who said they were best friends right up until his death.
Yeah. Or didn't Hulk Hogan also say that it was the ghost of Roddy Piper came and visited him?
So he left him a voicemail.
Left him a voicemail. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But we'll we'll move on.
We really should do it. I know it's not comic book related. Maybe we'll have to bring back Wrestling Doesn't Make Sense to do an episode where we just talk about all the bullshit stuff Hulk Hogan
The
used
mini
to
lies
say.
of Hulk Hogan. Yeah, I'd join you on that. I'd join you on that. So, going back to Macho Man Randy Savage as Bonesaw McGraw, we all saw Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. I will tell you, this scene doesn't age terribly well because Peter Parker makes a gay joke at Macho Man. But what were your thoughts on Bonesaw McGraw?
It's Randy Savage.
It basically is, yeah. There's
Randy
not much
Savage.
difference between Bonesaw McGraw and Randy Savage.
He's got you for 3 minutes of playtime.
Bonesaw's ready.
I wouldn't want 3 minutes to play time with Randy Savage.
Boy. By the way, I'm
I'd
looking
play
at that.
with
That steel cage is an interesting contract. I didn't notice that before. That's rebar.
Yeah, it comes down really weird as well. Like it kind of the walls lowered down from the ceiling.
Weird.
Yeah.
All right. Well, any comments that you would like to make about Macho Man Randy Savage's Bonesaw McGraw, aside from just that he was Macho Man? If so, we could just move on.
When did Savage die? 2004?
Yeah, shortly after.
Right, because if you look at that picture right there, and I know it's a picture, it's a freeze frame that doesn't, hold a lot of weight, but he looks really sick.
You talking about them veins bursting out, brother?
Look at his sad eyes. He's not having a good day. He's just like, help, please, please, just kill me.
Let's not make fun of Macho Man Randy Savage on the day that Hulk Hogan died. I feel like it's what he would not want.
Today, Corey, today isn't the day that Hulk Hogan died.
That was
this is
ago.
a month later. Please.
All right. Well, let's move forward from Macho Man Randy Savage. Next on the list, Dave Bautista as Drax the Destroyer from the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy, Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, Thor Love and Thunder. They had like a Christmas special as well. So this is our first instance of a named character that was unique, that was not unique for the movie, that was actually a given. So we talked about James Gunn and how he handles characters in the Superman episode we just did a week ago. What were your thoughts on Dave Bautista as Drax the Destroyer?
This one, so when I went into Guardians, first of all, like I've said before, I didn't know anything about the Guardians, so I didn't have like huge hopes for it. So I was pleasantly surprised whenever it turns out I fucking loved that film. But much to that point, and to the point we made earlier, when I heard Bautista was in it, I thought, okay, I don't have high hopes for this because I've seen Bautista. Bautista is a great wrestler, a lot of charisma. I don't know how that's going to translate to Drax the Destroyer, other than just being a big guy that beats people up. And he, much like the whole film, he really surprised me with how good he was. Because because he played a character, he's acting. This is what surprised me. I didn't think he had the range to play. It sounds weird to say. I didn't think he had the range to play a barely, really straightforward, literal idiot who's got loads of muscles. But like it really did surprise me. Like he was. A lot of people, when that film came out, I remember a lot of people going, he was the highlight. His character was the highlight, and he played it so well. That was a real surprise to me. I really enjoyed the first time. As the series went on, I liked it less because I think that the character of Drax in the first film is not the same as the character of Drax in the third film. For me, I'm sure we'll do an episode about this at some point. But regardless, I thought Dave Bautista did a great job as Drax.
Yeah, I think the surprising thing as well was how funny he was in the role.
Yeah.
Like, Drax is sort of taking things too literally, and the misunderstandings that it would cause and stuff like that. Like, especially in the first Guardians movie, that's where it really kind of worked the best. And like you say, like I don't think he was ever bad in the role, or like the role kind of wasn't entertaining, but there was a slight sense of diminishing returns as it went on, and like we kind of became familiar with the joke and everything.
Well, not just that. I think that like if you look at the first film, the way he plays it's so deadpan. Everything is so literal that it's really funny. But like by the third film, the joke is just that idiot.
Yeah,
he's not being literal anymore. He's just a fucking idiot. Well, that's not the CM joke. That's not the CM kind of, like why is he get dumber after like a films? That doesn't. Whatever. He was so literal and like intelligent because of how literal he was. But that's me nitpicking, I think.
So, so Drax the Destroyer in the Gunn movies was sort of an amalgamation of the present day Drax the Destroyer and the classic one from the 70s and 80s, who was kind of an idiot in the 70s and 80s, mixed with the more of the look and fighting style of the modern day one. Modern day Drax was obviously much more intelligent, much more brutal, much more violent. That's the knife thing. The whole knife thing came about because the character from the 70s, 80s had like, he could shoot like cosmic beams and shit. And they kind of did away with that during the Dan Abnett, Andy Lanning era of Marvel Cosmic. But anyway, fun fact about here, this panel down here at the bottom is from a Drax the Destroyer miniseries that was written by fellow professional wrestler CM Punk. So we got a little wrestling into comics there.
Have you read it?
No, I heard it was god awful though. We can check mark comic book writer from the career opportunities for Mr. Punk, because it was like the premise was like intergalactic professional wrestling, because it's all he knows apparently. Yeah. So, are you guys ready to move on to our next name?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, a lot of people would say that Dave Bautista was one of the better professional wrestlers turned actors, because he's been in other films and other various degrees of, you know, seriousness or not. I think he's probably made the cleanest transition into actor, not just falling into playing the same character in multiple things like another person that's on the list. But up next, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, as Black Adam. A movie that did so poorly, it caused the DC Cinematic Universe to completely reboot.
John, have you seen it?
Yes, I think John has.
I have.
I really want to see it because everybody talks about how shit it is. I'm like, I really want to see just how shit it is.
It is absolute dog shit.
But is it...
The funny thing is... Go ahead.
But is it dog shit enough where, like, it's so bad it's good? Or is it dog shit where you're like, I've just wasted 3 hours of my life?
I think it's more the latter.
It's definitely the latter. Yeah. The funny thing about it is, like, The Rock was circling the role of Black Adam for years, and the movie was in development for years.
Like a decade.
And the way he hyped it up so much as like, oh, this is gonna change everything. This is gonna be the best comic movie ever. And
yes,
like after all that hype, then it completely shits the bed.
Well, I can tell you,
think that's got to bruise the Rock's ego.
Well, I mean, it hurt him so bad he went back to professional wrestling. If Black Adam hadn't fell apart, if Black Adam hadn't shat the bed so severely, I don't think we would have gotten The Rock at WrestleMania and the Royal Rumble, you know, for the Bloodline Cody Rhodes storyline, which maybe would have made it a smoother storyline in general. So I don't know. But regardless, the problem that The Rock had with Black Adam is I think he saw a look and he saw a name and he was like, that's the character I'm going to play. I'm not going to play any other character. Oh yeah, but let me tell you who this character is. I don't want to hear any details about it. We're just going to make a movie. Because Black Adam is a guy who was like a pharaoh and ruled an entire nation like a dictator. Like, there's nothing about this character that you would go, this is the main character of a story. This is who audiences are going to get behind. And they definitely tried to play with the idea that he was an anti-hero, but yeah, it doesn't work. I mean, Black Adam is a villain for Shazam. You know, it's not like Lex Luthor or Joker or a major hero villain. It's Shazam's main enemy. It is, and that wasn't, and like The Rock's demands about the movie also got weirder. Like, he didn't want the character to have any interaction with the Zachary Quinto. It wasn't Zachary Quinto. Regardless, he didn't want anything to do with the Shazam movies at all, even though like that's where his character came from. And yeah, he just basically tried to strong arm the whole thing, and it fell apart after 10 years of development, and it probably irreparably damaged The Rock's acting career for sure.
I think so.
It's an ugly mark.
Yeah. I think that's why he's got coming up like some more serious movies now where he's not quite leaning into the Rock persona and playing basically a slight variation on himself, which he's basically been doing for like the last 10 years or so. So yeah, I don't know, maybe it's gonna turn out the better for his career that it flopped as bad as it did, and if he can, like, you know, show the world that he can act. But then again, maybe he can't show the world he can act. Maybe
Maybe he can't act.
maybe that was it. Yeah. He's peaked.
Maybe he's just the modern day version of like a Steven Seagal or Jean-Claude Van Damme. He's just going to be the same movie over and over again, and we just have to be fine with it, you know?
You know, I'm gonna disagree with that, fellas. He was great in the Tooth Fairy.
All right. Well, have we talked enough shit about The Rock and Black Adam?
Yes. But probably not really, but we should move on at some point.
Okay. All right. Up next, John Cena as the Peacemaker in the Suicide Squad. His cameo in Superman and the HBO Max series Peacemaker, which is going to be having a second season as well. So this was a, I won't lie, this was a choice in so many different ways. Peacemaker before John Cena was a character that was more well known for being the inspiration for the comedian and Watchmen than he was as a character on his own. It has definitely seen a lot of use recently because of the success of John Cena in the role. But, yeah, you have John Cena as Peacemaker. Go with it.
I haven't seen it.
I really liked it. I think, it's not a character that I'm super familiar with, or like even familiar with at all, really, beyond the movies, the TV series. But I think he's been really entertaining in the role, and it's like a really distinct role as well, like the kind of, like hardcore mercenary who's kind of oblivious, but he's got no problem going around murdering people and stuff to achieve whatever he needs to achieve. So yeah, and like I guess there's the irony as well, like in the name Peacemaker when he's going around killing people.
Yep.
John Cena's been great in it. He's very charismatic, and like especially in the Peacemaker TV show, he's got a good cast around him as well to kind of bounce off of.
But yeah. I mean, Peacemaker is kind of the DC version of Punisher, or was the Charlton Comics version of Punisher before they were acquired in the 80s by DC, but still. It gave people an opportunity to see a very different side of John Cena, because for years the John Cena character was associated with, smiling good guy, Make-A-Wish, just all around polite, good-natured human being, and he's playing a foul-mouthed character who is incredibly violent and toxic and all sorts of fun stuff. So like you said, obviously a home run for John Cena. Definitely, and it's a character he obviously loves to play. I remember the promotional stuff for the Suicide Squad movie, and he turned up on one of the late night shows in costume, while everybody else in the movie were not. So, ready to jump on to our next person? Okay.
Yeah.
Kevin Nash as the Super Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: The Secret of the Ooze.
Classic character.
So, a lot of people aren't aware of this for the most part, unless you're kind of like more into comics than not. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles did start off as a comic, therefore this counts. The role, Kevin was not originally cast for this role. The original actor wasn't able to do it for whatever reason, and then he kind of just got brought in because of being a big,
tall,
giant, muscular man.
Yeah,
because this was during his era as Master Blaster in WCW. So if you ever see pictures of him without the Super Shredder helmet on, you'll see his weird mohawk.
Just FYI, is Kevin Nash be on this list twice?
Yes, he is.
Cool. Just double checking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. In that, if you didn't know, if you weren't in the wrestling bubble and knew that was Kevin Nash, when you watch the film, you wouldn't. You'd have no idea.
There's,
didn't really. sorry, it didn't really stretch his acting ability as well. Like he didn't have any lines or anything. He was just sort of roaring and smashing up, like, uh,
A
you know,
pier, a
columns
dock.
and stuff. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the one. And yeah, so you
Ends up
know,
killing himself.
I think that was in his wheelhouse, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, not the killing himself bit, but the rest of it, sure.
Yeah. I was really disappointed though as a kid because I had the Super Shredder action figure and it was smaller than the regular Shredder action figure.
Yeah, was that the
Like, what
now?
the
Did it
hell?
work the same way for in your country where you had to like send labels off with like shipping to get it mailed to you?
Don't think so.
'Cause like,
We definitely didn't do that.
yeah, yeah. In America, you had to like mail in proof of purchases for like Chef Boyardee and like shipping, and then like
Jeez.
if you, they would mail it to you for a period of time. Is the only way you could like have the Super Shredder figure.
Why is it specifically
No.
Super Shredder or like
Yeah, just
all
Super
of them?
Shredder. No, it'd be really funny if like that's how commerce worked in America. You had to like prove that you ate
Yeah.
enough Chef Boyardee to buy anything. I really need a new TV. Well, did you eat enough ravioli? No.
Well, how much is enough? You know. I'm sure that's happened over here before with other stuff, but I don't remember it happening with something as high profile as like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle action figure. You know,
Mm,
it would they I think they know enough where they're like, if we sell this in shops, people will buy
We'll make
this.
more.
It's the Turtles. It's the 90s. I think we'll be okay. You know?
Maybe they were like, yeah, but we really need people to buy Chef Boyardee.
Well, yeah, because that's the audience they need. We got to get the kids, man. Adults are buying pasta, no problem, but kids just don't seem to dig it. What can we do? You know?
I know, Kevin Nash. All right. Well, next
Yeah.
up, Kevin Nash. This is him
Okay.
as the
Hey.
Russian from 2004's The Punisher. So obviously the
It's a better chance to show off his acting chops.
yes, and also famous
but you
for.
say that
I think John and I are about to make the same point. Go for it, John.
he doesn't really speak in the movie, does he?
I don't think he does.
Doesn't need to.
The character is supposed to be a simpleton.
Yeah.
So the point I was going to make is he doesn't get to act. He gets to react to real because very famously, the prop guy on the set forgot to replace the real knife with a fake one, and he legit got stabbed in the chest by Thomas Jane.
Yes, that's
Oh,
my
yeah.
favorite piece of trivia in the world is that whenever they shot that scene, they actually really because if you watch it, it's incredible because they really stabbed Kevin Nash like quite close to like pretty
Yeah, major
important parts
significant parts of his body.
and he just fucking doesn't react at all. Beats the shit out of the Punisher, and I'm like, wow, now that's acting. That guy committed to the bit. I couldn't believe it. It's stunning to watch. And then afterwards, they're like, maybe you should go to the hospital. You know, it is. It's very strange because they had the two knives on set. They had the prop knife and they had the real knife, and they just misplaced one of them over the other one.
Mm-hmm.
You should be a bit more on the ball with that kind of thing. You know.
It's a great story.
Fortunately, that thing doesn't happen anymore these days. In
Yeah,
films.
right. I was gonna say Kevin Nash is also a very fun storyteller. So if you ever get an opportunity to listen to him talk about things like this, it's always enjoyable.
I agree.
Also, very famously, the reason he right before this movie he had the lovely long locks, but obviously he has short hair here. And I remember they worked that into an angle on Raw where he lost a hair versus hair match against Chris Jericho. So
Smart. See that?
yeah, rather than
Smart.
getting shaved bald though, he just gave him a fashionable little like flat top.
It looks good though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Kevin Nash, so I dig it.
Yeah.
All
See
right.
this? He can play. Look at his range, right? He can play Super Shredder and the Punisher, like not the Punisher, the Russian, like two completely different characters. See that?
Indeed. All
Could do
right.
that.
Moving on.
Give him the Oscar.
Yeah, let him face Oscar.
Oh my god! Can you imagine Asuka as the Russian?
The Russian, this short Japanese woman with multicolored hair. All right, up next,
Beautiful.
Triple H as Jarko Grimwood from Blade Trinity.
Honestly, I was really, really hoping that it would be Kevin Nash and like some third thing I hadn't heard of him in.
I mean, it's a fellow member of the clique, so it's close enough, I
Close
suppose.
enough.
This is the first example of there was not a comic book equivalent to this character. Jarko Grimwood was an invention for Blade Trinity, so sadly there's nothing we can compare him to.
I remember when I was a younger man and I watched this. I really liked the Blade Trinity. And then I watched it like not that long ago. Maybe like a couple of months ago or like the end of last year as an adult with a good close to 20 years difference. And then it turns out what I liked about Blade Trinity was Ryan Reynolds. That's what I liked. And at the time, I was like, wow, Triple H is in that film? I like Triple H. And with hindsight, you go back and watch it now, and you go, maybe not Triple H's best forte. And part of that, I think, might be like script stuff. Like, I don't know what the fuck his character was supposed to be. I'm not going to lay all of the blame on Triple H and say he's a terrible actor. He wasn't great, but also I think his character was ill-defined, you know?
Yeah, he had like the little vampire dog, which is kind of a weird choice. And then you can see in the picture there, he's got like
robot
sort
teeth
of metal fangs as well.
Yeah, with metal teeth. So how does that work?
Yeah.
Well, so
what
some
the hell's that
trivia about him. Apparently, the director was so impressed with his performance as Jarko Grimwood, the role was going to be much smaller, but they kept adding stuff to the script to give Triple H more stuff to do because they just liked him so much.
I bet that was all the director had nothing to do with Triple H.
Triple H slept with the director's wife, and then you know
grinding on the boss's daughter.
And then he took over Hollywood.
Yeah, he took over.
All right, we're ready to move on from Jarko Grimwood.
Are we done talking about that already?
What else is there to say? He had metal teeth and there was a vampire dog.
He did some wrestling moves as well.
There you go.
He did do some wrestling.
He had Blade with a pedigree.
Now I'm happy. Yeah. Well, come on. Are you surprised?
No.
It's Triple H.
All right. We got next, back to the world of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We have Sheamus as Rocksteady from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows.
I really like this.
No, you're just saying that because it's a fellow countryman.
Well, yes, but I said that about Kevin Nash as well, so he's not
very famously Irish Kevin Nash.
Yes, that's what they used to call him.
Irish Kevin Nash, yes.
That's what they call him.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised at this too. I didn't think Sheamus would do that well, but I thought it was really fun.
Yeah, no, it was fun.
Yeah, he was.
Bebop and Rocksteady are just fun characters in general. I mean, they're just two big doofuses, you know.
Yeah.
You can tell he had fun doing it, so yeah.
It felt like it, yeah.
He fit Rocksteady pretty well, but like the guy who played Bebop, Gary Anthony Williams, was like, he felt like a really weird choice because he is a good like 20 years older than Sheamus.
And famous.
I 100% agree. This is what I felt like when I watched that, because Sheamus is like a wrestler. He's a big tough guy. You could totally believe he's playing a big rhino guy. Then the guy playing Bebop, you're like a comedian.
Yeah,
he was like
an old.
I don't know what he mean, but like
an old fat
kind
comedian.
of overweight.
Yeah.
Not in shape to be like he didn't. I was like, that's such a weird pick. Sheamus I can understand as a big tough heavy. This guy just felt really out of place.
Well, I always thought I thought he was going to play when I saw that at the time. This was when Sheamus was walking around with the mohawk and he had his septum pierced. I thought he was going to be Bebop because Bebop had a mohawk with a nose piercing. So I was really surprised. And like, no, he's going to be the Rhino instead. I went, oh my god.
Yeah. So who the fuck's going to play the other guy?
Just some dude.
And somebody who is definitely not cast properly, I would say.
All right. Well, there's some odd wrestling connections with this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie as well. Stephen Amell, who was Casey Jones in that, very famously wrestled for the WWE in a match before a SummerSlam, I believe, and also wrestled at the first All In. So there's your wrestling connection there. And somebody else was involved in the world of superhero. I think the guy who was Leonardo was Aquaman in Smallville, and was also, I think, in the running, or it was rumored to be James Gunn's Batman.
Huh.
Yeah, so there you go. All right, we guys ready to move past Sheamus's Rocksteady?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. Tyler Mane as Sabretooth. This is I can comfortably tell you, we got X-Men and of course Deadpool and Wolverine, a good 20 years apart. I can comfortably tell you I have never seen Tyler Mane as a professional wrestler. I have no idea where he worked. I don't know what his gimmick was. I have no idea if he was any good in the ring. But he is a wrestler who played Sabretooth, and therefore he is on the list.
I've never heard of him as a wrestler.
I think, wasn't he in WCW in the 90s?
I mean,
Maybe not. I don't know.
I mean, they were putting anybody on Saturday night back in the day, so... Jeez. You mean Shark Boy, AJ Styles? Professional wrestling career... He wrestled in South Africa. He was in New Japan as Gully Gaspar. There you go.
Wow, that's one of the worst wrestling names I've ever heard.
1993, he was in WCW under the name Big Sky and teamed with Vinny Vegas, aka Kevin Nash. So there's your connection.
There you go.
1993, hot damn.
Yep, he tag teamed with Vinny Vegas, and his career ended with Herb Abrams' Universal Wrestling Federation. So there you go. He retired in 96.
Oof. Well,
Oofa.
he had a good run.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go. So, Sabretooth was such a non-character in both of these movies. It's kind of shameful considering how important Sabretooth is to Wolverine in general.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They definitely
That
did
was
more
a
with the
shit.
character in the Wolverine Origins movie, which is unfortunate because that's also like the worst of the Wolverine movies.
Yeah. Different actor as well.
Yeah, Liev Schreiber. It's just a shame. It's just a shame. Hopefully, with the whole MCU thing, Sabretooth gets his day. Because it is
I would like that.
he's truly a terrifying character, and I would love to see it. But
I mean, that's the thing, right? If you look at both of those pictures, you look at the drawing on the right, that guy is fucking scary as hell, right? Big fucking god. Then you look at the guy on the left, and you're like, "That's a pro wrestler."
Look at his weird long eyebrows.
You know what I mean? Like, do a scary face. You know, like that. That's the guy that's like, you could tell why that guy didn't get that far in pro wrestling. Do you know what I mean? And that's not a knock on that guy, but I'm like, he's one of those guys that didn't pick it up as quick as some other people did.
He is lacking in aura for sure. But I mean, he toured New Japan
Yeah.
and All Japan. I haven't, so
Well, then I guess he's gonna get a job in AEW next.
sure will. All right.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Jeep Swenson as Bane in Batman and Robin 1997. Are you guys familiar with Jeep Swenson as a professional wrestler?
Nope.
Again, I don't think I've seen any matches, but I'm pretty sure he was in WCW in the mid-90s.
He was in
Didn't he
WCCW.
Not.
Oh.
Yeah, he was in World Class. I was going through a period of time where I was watching a lot of World Class Championship Wrestling, and Jeep Swenson definitely spent some time there. So, you look up his Wikipedia page. I really should have put it in the slideshow. The photo they chose to put in his Wikipedia page is him with his wife and daughter, and it looks so unnerving. Yeah. So, yeah, Jeep Swenson wrestled in World Class Championship Wrestling, managed by Gary Hart. Again, who wasn't? Showed up in 1996 for Uncensored. He was... Oh, dear God. He was a member of the Alliance to End Hulkamania in 1996. He was named The Final Solution. But following complaints from Jewish... But following complaints from Jewish organizations to Turner, his character was renamed The Ultimate Solution. WCW claimed they were unaware that The Final Solution was the name Adolf Hitler gave his plan to destroy the Jews. And yeah. There you go. There you go.
And that does not surprise me that somebody in America didn't know history from not that long ago.
Especially in Ted Turner's WCW. Oh dear. But yeah, no, we touched on Bane when we talked about the '90s Batman movies. This character was absolutely nothing like the comic portrayal. He was just a big mute goon, and not much more to say.
To be fair, though, he does look like he fits that role better than the Sabretooth guy.
Yeah. I mean, Jeep Swenson was a big jack dude. You can't take that from him.
No.
Well, he did take a lot of steroids.
You could take a lot of creepy pictures of him and his wife and daughter.
You're really hyping this picture up, dude.
Oh, it's something. You got to look it up. It's so unnerving. It looks like a bacchanal waiting to happen.
I don't know if I want to look.
You might get put on a list. All right, next up, we're gonna switch from movies to television in Superboy Season 3, Episode 10 in 1990. The total package, Lex Luger as an evil version of Superboy. As you can tell, they spared no expense to make Lex Luger look like Clark Kent, aka Superboy. In that they absolutely did nothing to detract from his giant gold mullet. But this is WCW era Lex, probably still Horseman before he definitely made the jump to the WWF and the World Bodybuilding Federation. But yeah, in this episode of Superboy, the titular character has a machine stuck to him that's causing him to have these nightmare visions, and in one of them he's confronted by an evil version of himself that is played by Lex Luger. You guys have definitely listened to some like Lex Luger promos, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that is his acting range. As you can, I imagine you could hear him say such great lines as "It's time for a new Superboy to take over," and it's just this image that you see on the left.
What I like about that is they're like, he's the evil Superboy, and the way that they portray evil is with a mullet. That's evil.
Yep, they hired someone who looks absolutely nothing like him. But I think this is this era of WCW where they were getting on like the Turner television shows, because I think there was an episode of Matlock that Dusty Rhodes was on as well. So anyway, there you go. There's your 1990s WCW history. Are you guys ready to move on past Lex Luger as Superboy?
I didn't even know there was a Superboy TV show.
There was.
Yeah, I was going to say the exact same thing.
It ran, I think, like 5-6 seasons. It was on for a while. There you go.
No idea. I know there was Superman. No, was it Clark and Lois?
Lois and Clark.
The Adventures of Superman.
Yeah.
That's the one.
That was after this ended.
We had that over here. We didn't have Superboy.
It's late 80s, early 90s, a low budget. You can definitely tell. It's somewhere between Lois and Clark and the Roger Corman Fantastic Four that we just watched. It's firmly somewhere in between that.
Certainly looks like it.
All right, up next, Kane as Titan from 2007 Smallville, Season 6, Episode 17. The character Titan was a member of Darkseid's Apocalypse Army. In Smallville, he was a criminal that was locked away in the Phantom Zone that escaped. And what kind of storyline do you guys write for if you know that your guest actor for the week's episode is going to be a professional wrestler?
Wrestling match.
Yes. Mm-hmm. This Kryptonian villain Titan got out of the Phantom Zone, and one of the first things he does is he goes to a underground fight ring tournament that is streamed on the internet.
Oh, in 2007?
In 2007, yes. Streaming was still kind of in its infancy, and we were still figuring out what you can do with it. And Smallville said, hey, underground bum fights, let's go.
And the world...
They certainly did. So if you guys have seen, Kane's acting, which is about as good as his political views, but yeah.
Well,
I mean, he's essentially just playing the Kane character here.
Yeah, well, with a picture like that on the left, I think I know the extent of his acting.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't even bother to take out his, Kane contact lens for the character, you know? He's just being Kane.
Yeah, it seems like it.
I was half convinced until I was, really in the weeds on this one that they just created this character for him. And that it's just going to be Kane. But no, it is there is actually a DC character named Titan There you
It
go.
just doesn't look or act at all like this.
Yeah, the origin's completely different, but they share a name.
Fair
It
enough.
looks like he's playing the exact same characters he did in Cena Evil.
I had to check so many times to make sure it was not a screen cap from See No Evil. But because
Probably
he's
a
an
bad
alien, he's got black blood, so that's how we know it's a different thing.
That's fair enough.
There you go.
Yeah, good enough for me.
All right. Well, up next, Cody Rhodes as Derek Sampson from the television show Arrow. His appearances started in 2016. He was in 2 episodes of season 5 and 5 episodes of season 7. The character Derek Sampson was created for Cody. He had become friends with Stephen Amell, who was the main actor in Arrow and was a big decision maker for the show. And basically, they created a character and put him in it. The character Derek Sampson was a drug dealer who fell into a chemical vat full of his own supply of drug called Stardust. And it basically gave him superhuman strength and an inability to feel pain. That's why he's so fucked up looking.
Oh. Like, if you were a drug dealer and you fell into a big vat of heroin, I don't think you'd be like, oh, no, I've got super speed. Like, what?
But see,
what?
he fell into a vat called Stardust. So there you
right?
go.
It's
Different
still
drug.
a drug that gets you fucked up, right?
Different drug.
Is it? What does the drug do?
It makes you not feel
Gets you
pain.
fucked up. Right. Like, why would you sell that on the fucking... Why weren't other people like that?
Well, I mean, I think other people fell into a vat. I think it was like very implied that his character should have died from the accident. It was very much they gave him the Joker origin, which is I'm going to tell you is par for the course for Arrow. I'm a big fan of Green Arrow, and the show Arrow has as much to do with Green Arrow as the show Superboy did with Green Arrow. Very little. Very, very little.
Fair enough. Okay.
So yeah, basically Arrow was just Batman because Warner Brothers wouldn't let CW make a Batman television show. So they took Green Arrow and they kind of just molded some stuff. Anyway, Cody as Derek Sampson obviously was a character that they liked writing. He had, like, he was on several episodes of the show. Was a big part of the first half of season 7. And yeah. The first season 5, I think, was while he was in WWE, and season 7 was in the beginning of AEW.
He's
I
a villain.
really don't remember him appearing that much in the show.
Yeah.
Like, I remember him popping up once, but then all the rest of these episodes.
That really speaks a lot about
can't
season
even-
7, is what this is telling
Yeah.
me. Considering he's in half of it.
It's pretty embarrassing.
Well, there you go. Well, you guys ready to move on? Because this is going to be pretty much just the CW from now on. The CW became kind of a hub for DC television and a lot of guest appearances by wrestlers on it. So up next, Edge as Atom Smasher from season 2, episode 1 of The Flash in 2015.
No, that's not a flattering picture of Edge.
It's honestly, the other pictures he was either wearing a mask that completely removed the fact that he was Edge, or it was like he was shrouded in shadows. I will tell you though,
When I
he
first saw
certainly
that
looks
picture-
better here than he does current day.
When I first saw that picture, I thought that was Damien Sandow.
I could see it.
Like, really look at him.
I could definitely see it.
You know what I mean? What the fuck?
So, Atom Smasher in the comics is a legacy hero who has the ability to grow very big. And in the Flash show, Atom Smasher was a criminal from another Earth who got stuck on the planet and was promised that if he could kill the Flash, they would return him home. Ultimately, though, he ended up dying from exposure to radiation that gave him his abilities. John, you watched The Flash. Do you have any memories of Adam the Edge Copeland as Atom Smasher?
No. I don't really remember this. I don't remember him having no neck as well.
I will tell you the special. Keep in mind this is a television show, so the effects of which they made him look really big are something. So if you have the time, Dylan, if you want to bring up another window, just look up Atom Smasher from the Flash show, and you'll see some images that are fun looking.
Good.
All right. Well, if that's all we have for the Rated R Superstar, we'll move on. Up next, Eve Torres as Maxima from Season 1, Episode 19 of Supergirl in 2016. The character Maxima was the queen of an alien planet that came to Earth for the sole purpose of trying to marry Superman so that they could have genetically superior babies. She ended up becoming a hero at some point and becoming a member of the Justice League. But on the Supergirl television show, after being rebuked by Superman, she decided to partner herself up with the Luthor family to get revenge. John, did you watch Supergirl?
I did, but again, I have no recollection of this whatsoever.
I will tell you, I have very little recollection of Eve Torres' time as a wrestler, so... She's from an era of wrestling I was not really paying attention in, I'm guessing. But, you know, she certainly looks the part.
Does, to be fair. She really does.
All right, well, we'll move forward then.
I don't know dick about that character.
Well, we mentioned him at the top. We've got Goldberg as Big Sir from season...
I just really quickly... I don't want to be that guy.
Yes.
I just really want to quickly draw some attention to the picture on the right. And very cleanly and very cleanly and concisely say, "Oh, what the fuck?" And then I'm happy to just... I mean, if anybody can answer that question, feel free. But I really do want to double down and say, what the actual fuck is that? And then that'll probably be me for the rest of this bit, I would imagine.
All right, well, John, do you have...
What...
So anyway, Goldberg played the character Big Sir in The Flash, Season 4, Episodes 11 and 12. John, do you have any knowledge of Big Sir?
No.
Okay.
You don't remember that weird motherfucker?
I wish I did.
Look at the fucking state of him.
Look at his big old teeth.
All right, well,
You do this on purpose. Like, did you find that character that you realized it was played by Bill Goldberg, and you're like, I can make an episode about this. Dylan's gonna have a great time. Because I feel like every time we do a slideshow, you find like the fucking freakiest, weirdest ass person. And I'm like, is this the only reason you made the slideshow? To get me to go, what the fuck is this?
all right, well, okay, here's a couple of things. Where do you want me to start? Do you want me to start with the explanation of this, or do you want me to talk about Bill Goldberg's take on the character, or how do you want me to approach this?
What is it?
All right. Well, Dylan, we actually talked about Big Sir 2 episodes ago in our episode about Keith Giffen. Big Sir is a former member of Justice League Antarctica, or the Injustice Gang.
We did talk about that.
We certainly did. Big Sir is a Flash villain who has enhanced strength and power armor and is functionally mentally handicapped. Thus, the state of him, as you stated.
No.
Yes.
Does that make me look bad for saying that? Or do I look like a genius for accurately predicting that without knowing anything about this character? Like, does that say a lot about the way that they drew that character, where they're like, we need him to be mentally challenged, and the artist was like, no problem.
So...
Watch this.
So, so anyway, Big Sir was created in October of 1984 by Carrie Bates and Carmine Infantino. He is like I said, a Flash villain, and I guess I'll get right down to it. His real name is Doofus P. Ratchet. So Goldberg canonically played a character whose name is Doofus. We'll just put that out there.
Can I just, real quick, can I just say, if you had a kid and you find out that the kid was, had mental difficulties, called your kid Doofus. Like, you're a bad parent, right? that's not cool at all.
So I'm gonna read you the character bio real quick because it's short. Ratchet was born with a malformed brain gland that caused him to grow to incredible proportions but left him mentally handicapped. After the Flash villains, the Rogues, captured him and gave him high-tech armor created by the Monitor, he becomes Big Sur and comes into conflict with the Flash. After being defeated, he is brought to Gorilla City and has his mind repaired. Big Sur's mind later inexplicably returns to its previous state, and he joins the Injustice League, led by Major Disaster. The League later briefly became the Justice League Antarctica before their base is destroyed in a battle with flesh-eating penguins. Afterwards, he's fired by Maxwell Lord, but given financial compensation. Big Sur later joins the Suicide Squad in return for a pardon, along with most of his Injustice League friends. They're sent to battle a mad scientist, during which Big Sur is killed by a genetically engineered creature resembling a child. He is later resurrected following the New 52 and the DC Rebirth relaunches. So, that's the character bio. And I will tell you that he could fly because attached to his arm is a big flail that he would just swing really hard and then throw into the air and let the weight of the flail carry him off into the distance.
Fair enough.
Like Thor's hammer.
Like Thor's hammer, but by a man with a mental handicap. So
smart enough to fly.
So Big Sur in the Flash television show was not Doofus P. Ratchet. His name was Dave Ratchet. And in the show, he was a character that was potentially falsely imprisoned or had become a reformed guy with no hope of parole, in which Barry, feeling, pangs because his own father was wrongfully imprisoned, decided to help him escape from jail and start his life over at a monastery. And that is the Big Sur character in the Flash, portrayed by my friend and your friend and our friend, Mr. William P. Goldberg.
Do you think Goldberg was like, "Listen, man, I don't want to play a character called Doofus"?
100%. He was complaining about everything.
Yeah.
Can you make the face, Bill? No, I'm not going to make the face. Can you please, just for the promotional?
Is that because you don't want to be insensitive, or because you can't make the face? You know.
So
you can see they like cut off the arms on his prison jumpsuit as well. I bet he like demanded that.
You have to show off the guns, though, dude.
Yeah.
So
that was probably a Bill Goldberg bit too. It's like, you can't see my arms. Rip the sleeves off.
Oh dear. So yes, that was our list of actors who have been in a superhero movie or television show as a villain, as a hero, or just as a fellow wrestler or vampire. So, real quick, any surprises there aside from I didn't know this was a show that existed?
There's definitely something that surprised me on that list.
Yeah.
The fucking last guy.
Yeah, I might have saved him for last for a reason. Wasn't just canonical. But in addition to that, has there been a professional wrestler that you would like to see play in a superhero movie or television show?
That's interesting. Many. I'm sure Roman Reigns is going to play somebody soon, right?
I know he's been tied to the Street Fighter movie.
Yes, I heard. Well, Cody Rhodes is in that too.
Yeah, he's been tied to that as well.
Yeah.
He's going to be Guile, which is bananas. Who was Roman going to be?
Akuma.
He was going to be Akuma. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's interesting. Very, very interesting.
I don't have high hopes, considering those are two very important characters being played by two professional wrestlers.
I mean, I could see that. Like, the good thing about Cody Rhodes being Guile is that Guile is this very all-American, couldn't be more patriotic kind of guy. Cody Rhodes has a fucking American flag tattooed in his neck, so I can see that. Do you know what I mean?
They're just gonna drag it down to his arm.
Yeah, and like Kyle has like the kind of like bushy up hairdo. It wouldn't take too much to put that on top of Cody, and he wouldn't look like that.
It wouldn't look too out of place. Yeah.
No, that I can see. Sakuma is a bit more right there, I think, but I'd like to see how they play it. You know, but like you could see Roman Reigns as like a superhero or supervillain at some point.
Yeah,
I think.
John, any dream casting that you have?
I don't know off the top of my head. This is the kind of thing I think I need to think about.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
Maybe that's a follow up.
Like,
yeah.
We'll have a follow up
that.
episode where we'll talk about like casting wrestlers in movies and such.
I think we should
like
do we should do that. I think we could do some good work with that.
Nice. All right, well, speaking of Sega Dreamcasts or Dreamcasting, Dylan, are you still streaming?
Yes. I stream whenever. I don't have a set. I stream, so I do my radio show on Monday nights, 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock. You can listen to it on bouncedigitaladio.co.uk. The link is in the description. I also, whenever I get a chance and I'm not working, there's no set schedule, but I will stream stuff on Twitch at Spooky LaRue. That's my username. It's I don't do video games anymore because I can't be bothered. I just do a lot of like art streams and animation. So if you want to see me draw pictures of mice and other stuff, then you have to tune in to the show to find out there's other stuff. You should go and watch that if you like that kind of thing. And I would understand if you didn't, because evidently people don't seem to like that kind of thing. But it's just something I do on the side.
All right, John. I think we got. I don't know if you had any updates to your movie count, but where can people find your opinions on movies?
There's definitely not been any update on the movie count, but
week, John, what are you doing?
I've been busy
Fair enough.
doing stuff. You can find my movie reviews though on Letterboxd at Big John Bowski, all one word.
All right, and I have my other show, Largel Cup. It's spoken word, stream of consciousness. We just go for a little under 30 minutes and see what happens. But finding out, speaking of things that we're going to see what happens, we're going to see what happens next week where we talk about something entirely different. So until then, see you guys later. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
It's a ghost.
Spooky.